The Green Hornet. He hunts the biggest of all game, public enemies that even the G-men cannot reach. The Green Hornet.
The producers were trying to find sponsorship to put the Green Hornet back on the air. We were using old transcriptions of Green Hornet programs and doing them what they call sustaining. That is, they were on the air without sponsorship. It is on the air, and they were trying to sell it, and they were able finally to sell the 13-week schedule to Orange Crush.
X-Tree, X-Tree, Senator X-Tree. Now the most refreshing drink in the world, Orange Crush, presents the Green Hornet.
His faithful valet Kato, Britt Reed, daring young publisher, matches wits with the underworld, risking his life that criminals and racketeers within the law may feel its weight by the sting of the Green Hornet. Now ride with Britt Reed in the thrilling adventure of Keys to a Robbery. The Green Hornet strikes again.
I think it was on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Chuck Livingston, who was the director, asked me would I like to try out for the part of Kato on the Green Hornet. It didn't take a whole lot of skill to be that, to play the part of Kato. Gave it a shot. He said, okay, you got the job. So for 13 weeks and 26 programs, I played Kato on the Green Hornet program.
Back in his hotel room, Britt Reed spoke low to his valet Kato, one of the four persons who knew that Reed was the Green Hornet.
Kato, I've sent Axford and Miss Benny out on assignments that'll keep them busy for the rest of the night. I told them I'd be busy on convention business and asked them to make their reports to Miss Case.
Oh, so, Mr. Britt, you have other thoughts, maybe?
Yes, Kato. I've already arranged for flight clearance back and forth. We're taking my plane and we're flying to Cuba.
Oh, good thing, Mr. Britt.
You have the Green Hornet mask and gas guns among my luggage?
Oh, yes, Mr. Britt. I have gas bombs, too.
Oh, good, good. If I'm to get aboard Hammond Yacht, I may need those. I'll put 3 or 4 in my pocket after we've landed the plane near Cardenas.
Paul got his start in sound effects.
One of the sound men from the Lone Ranger program got himself drafted. And, of course, here I am holding up my hand saying, I'm here to fill the job. And so I got the job doing sound effects for the Lone Ranger. With the sound effects in the Lone Ranger program, we actually had one fellow who did studio sound and also worked in the live sound. And we had a fellow who did the recorded sound. He was up in the control booth with the director and the engineer. And there were 4 of us, actually, who did the live sound, including horse hooves. And, you know, that was the routine where we actually used little toilet plungers in a big box of dirt. And we even had it set up so that there was the order of who was who. It was a seniority situation. We had the fellows with the most seniority, they were silver, and the 2 of us with the least authority, seniority, we were scout. Uh-huh. And, of course, I had the very least authority, so actually I was a professional horse's rear end at that particular time, you know, doing sound effects. And I did that for some time. We worked, you know, that program and the Sergeant Preston program. And I did a lot of sound with the actors as well, without going into great detail. The way it was set up, the sound effects department was actually in a different room than where the actors were. And my job was to go back and forth between the sound room and come with the actors to do things that related to them, like the sound of the sock on the jaw, you know, that, and I had to create that sound in coordination with the grunt of the actors, so it had to be done at that particular time. And I hated doing it. It hurt like the dickens because I used a little rubber pad in my hand, and I used the back of my hand smacking that. That was the sound of sock on jaw.